Well, here we go. Another consumer test, Mzungo consumer guru. This will be an interesting one. I love coffee in the morning. It's the only thing that really kickstarts me. I've 3 coffees here. So, I've drunk this during my stay in Kenya. I think Dorman's is a South African brand, but they're using Kenyan Coffee. Okay. This is Dorman's, basically, coffee house medium roast, like French medium roast, French roast, whatever you call it. This is only about 155. Producer has just informed a South African who came to Kenya to do some farming. And then he's come up with the Dorman's brand. So this is like the French medium roast. Very nice. When you have it in a French press or just like in a boil pot, you get nice acidity and also a nice burnt sort of flavour through there as well. So you get the burn, you get the acidity. It's very nice, quite mellow, very drinkable for breakfast or any time of day, in fact. Right. But this weighs in at 155 shillings for a small bag. I think when you get a larger bag, sort of like a 500 grammer, half a kilo, it's only about 400 or 500 shillings. So I'll put a conversion in there. That's roughly, though, like maybe 23, 24 dirhams. It's not much. Okay. This is like a medium premium roast. This is continental dark and chocolatey, just because that's my preference. I like sort of the chocolatey notes to come through in a coffee. This is designed for the plunger or the French press, although again I just use my Turkish coffee pot, boil it up, and I get a really good cup. And this is nice. It does have a nice flavour profile, a bit more rounded off than this one. However, we're not consumer testing those two. They're established market brands down here. We're going to consumer test this one. So Kahawa, #1 pure coffee. Kenyan pure coffee. It is, all instructions are in Swahili, but I mean it's a basic thing. This is 100 grams and it cost 52 shillings, which is approximately 1.5 dirhams, or maybe $5, not $5, 50 cents, maybe 50 cents, and 50 cents would mean about, would it mean about 40 pence in pounds, probably about 40p, okay? So 100 grams, now assuming that your average is around about 30 grams per pour, you've got 3 servings of fresh coffee. I'm going to tell you right now, the packaging is not premium, okay? You might see the tables covered in coffee already. So the packaging certainly isn't premium. It is in these two. However, the price point's what's interesting me. I was going to say this, how bad can a cheap cup of fresh coffee be? But I'm going to switch that around. Let's be more positive. How good? This is a Kenyan product in Kenya. Is it any good? We'll find out. So, I'm going to open the bag. Well, it doesn't need much opening. It's already split here, as you can see. I'm going to tip what I can approximate 30 grams. So, there you go. That would be my usual start point for coffee. Now, the grind itself is very, very coarse. And there's a bit of husk in there. Smells okay. That smells fruity, and that's what Kenyan coffee is famous for. The roast brings out all the flavour of the burn, but Kenyan coffee itself is famed for being quite fresh, fruity, zesty, zingy, that sort of stuff. Yeah. So actually, without anything getting that, now I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Warm water in here. It's going to get brought to the boil and then boiled vigorously on a rolling boil for about a minute or a minute 30 to get this sort of acidity out of it, which means you're going to get that sort of that burning reflux later on in the day. And by the way, that was Cowboy Kent Rollings. Give me that tip, how to make the perfect cowboy coffee. Go and check that out if you can. Brilliant video. So it needs to be a vigorous boil for about a minute or a minute and a half really to break up the acidity, and then we pour the coffee from there. So initially, it doesn't smell anything like these two medium roast options, but it smells interesting. Okay, I won't film boiling it because I don't think that's necessary, but we'll do a taste test, see how it goes. All right. Right, we're in the kitchen. We've got the Turkish coffee pot. It was about 30 grams of coffee estimated, and we've put in there about 250 mils. So this is coming to the boil. I'll tell you what I'm getting from the smell. Coffee, but like a rawer sort of coffee. Definitely not getting the smell of like a medium roast coffee, but I'm getting a nice zesty, zingy, like if you've had Ethiopian coffee maybe, or Jamaican Blue Mountain, I'm getting that sort of smell. So this is could be quite nice. I mean, it's not my palate preference, but it smells of things, but it does smell like decent coffee coming off the boil. So that's been boiling vigorously for about 90 seconds, and take it off the heat now. Not much to see in there. Pop it over, just let it settle in the pan for half a minute, and then we'll pour it. So this was our little test. I only have these here as props, but these are established brands in East Africa. This one less so. I don't even know who produced it, to be honest. It's called Africa Tea and Coffee Company Limited. Pure coffee, 100 grams. Cost 50 cents, 52 shillings, or about 40 pence for 100 grams. That's going to be at least 3 or 4 possibly servings over time. As you saw, went in the Turkish coffee pot, vigorous boil, 90 seconds, pouring it out through the strainer. Nice colour. I should mention, nice thing about the Turkish pot, by the way, is it catches all the sediment. Well, not all the sediment, but a lot of the sediment before it goes. So as it was boiling, it had a really nice sort of Peabody smell. It's got a nice colour. I like it strong. Sacrilege for some, but I do have milk and sugar, fresh milk, and a couple of spoons of sugar. Oh, look at that. That's a lot darker than I thought it would be. Just have a little palate cleanse. Should have smelled this before I mixed the milk and the sugar. What I can do. Just has a nice zesty. It is lovely coffee. Honestly, that is not at all what I expected. It's almost like a mocha. It is so. Look at the colour. I thought it'd be like I thought it'd be a bit wishy-washy the way it was boiling up. A bit wishy-washy and not much going on, but that is much like a mouthful of dark chocolate with the milk and the sugar. Obviously, I didn't test without. That's as much like a mouthful of dark chocolate as any coffee I've ever had. It's absolutely delicious. I'd love to taste it. I'll do it just using. I don't usually have black coffee, but I can. The definite. A mouthful of grind. Just a second. All right. In its just boiled up black coffee, it does have acidity but balance, like a good high grade coffee. Bit of milk and sugar. The profile goes to like a dark, intense chocolate flavour. Goodness me, eh? For 52 shillings, 50 cents. For, I mean, they did bigger bags. I only got the smallest one just because it looked cute on the shelf. Unbelievable. Right. What, a tenth of the price, probably, of the others here. And a fantastic coffee. Really nice. There you go. End of it. I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I've got a slice of apple pie from our cafe that we brought to the village. I'm going to have that cup of coffee and a bit of apple pie. Bottoms up, mud in your eye.